is my queen? Where is my queen? My king, oh my king, come forth then with haste.
I've made a few Monster Hunter videos. Some of them have the highest views on this channel. I've covered individual monsters. I've made some of the videos more dramatic, others I played just for laughs. I've even told my own personal story of how I was introduced to this franchise and things of that nature. I really love this series, and I'm excited to say I love Monster Hunter Rise. Shocker, I know, but let me make my case.
This is for my fellow hunters!
Look at this beautiful ass game. The colors, the animations, the characters, the monsters. Everything feels so vibrant and alive. Every time I look at this game, I can't help but smile from ear to goddamn ear. This game is pretty, and I'm aware that it's not as sharp or high res as World, but that doesn't matter to me. Don't get me wrong, Monster Hunter World was a breathtaking game, no matter how you cut it. But one of the few things that I was missing was the bright colors and extravagant designs of the armor and weapons, and most importantly, the monsters. Where World was a bit more grounded with its colors and its designs, excluding Xeno'jiiva and Zord Magnaros, which was literally a walking mountain, Rise kind of returns to the previous games that I'm used to, where everything is larger than life and, frankly, ridiculous, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Not only do I love that Rise is a bit of a return to form in a lot of ways, but the ninja aesthetic of Kamura Village is amazing, and the fact that everything has a distinctly Japanese feel is just cool. It's not better or worse than any of the other games I've played, but it's cool, you know? Plus, I love ninjas. What can I say? I'm a weeb at heart.
This is for my fellow hunters!
I love the fact that Monster Hunter is a bit of an acquired taste. You gotta give it a few minutes to find your footing and finally let yourself fall in love with it. But I also love that the games are getting more accessible, and the lovely people at Capcom keep the foundation but have no hesitation in trying to find something new and see where shit goes. They've already nailed the basic stuff. It's a game about beating a monster's ass and making them into a fancy hat. And you do that by learning the monster's patterns and thinking on your feet. You know, like a hunt. Where Monster Hunter 3 had underwater combat, which I thought was fun for the most part. Monster Hunter 4 had more aerial combat and vertical maps, which I love dearly. Then Monster Hunter World focused on being massive in scale and cinematic, and that paid off big time since it's the highest selling game in Capcom's history, and one of my favorite games of all time. And Monster Hunter Generations was Capcom cranking everything to 12 and saying, fucking send it! Monster Hunter Rise takes a little bit of all of that and then gives it a remix. Did you like the Clutch Claw in World? Remix! Well, this is the Wire Bug. You can zip around anywhere with it. Up and over the hills and mountains, or even over monsters so you can get the hell out of dodge. Or you can use it in an aggressive way to chase down monsters and reposition. I mean, hell, you can just hang in the middle of the air with it. Just vibing. You liked Hunter Arts and Generations? Remix! These are switch skills and silkbind attacks. Every weapon can be fine-tuned to fit how you want to use them. And every weapon has special moves that cost Wirebug charges. These attacks require proper timing and positioning to land. You know, typical Monster Hunter. But oh man, when you land them, not only is it satisfying, but it looks so badass. And you feel like such a badass. You like mountain monsters? I know I do. It's one of the reasons I picked up the Insect Glaive in Monster Hunter 4. And I've been riding monsters until they fall down for 3 games now, and it's awesome. This is Wyvern riding. Jump on the monster's back, and in the immortal words of Marvel vs. Capcom,
I wanna take you for a ride. I wanna take you for a ride.
you wrap the monster up in silk, and now you get to control the beast. And I mean, you are now in control. You want to bash their head into a wall a couple of times? Go ahead.
Ooh. Ooh.
You want to take them into a different area? Fuck it, why not?
This is going to hurt! Leave this monster to me!
Hey-ho, Silver, away!
You want to ram the monster you're on into a different monster so you can then jump on the second monster's back, then beat the first monster in the dirt with a sick-ass finishing move?
And look at Randy Orton slithering.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out! KO! Here's the cover, hook of the line, and the legend killer picks up the victory.
You like riding little monsters to get around quickly? Sharpen your weapons, grab a bite to eat, drink a potion or two in World? Remix. This is a Palamute, and they're just the cutest damn things ever. Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you are. These doggos are one of the new additions to the Monster Hunter ecosystem, and join Palicos as your ride or die teammates. You can customize them to your liking. This is mine. I named mine Happy after one of my actual dogs. And part of me wants to give this game a 10 out of 10 for giving me a rideable dog. I won't, but I really want to. I digress. These pooches are great for getting around quickly, or chasing a monster down as it runs. But they're also good in a fight. You can trick them out with a vast assortment of weapons and gadgets, and you can even pick how they fight, like if you want them to focus on flanking. And plus, you can give them pets and belly rubs. I mean, come on, this is amazing. I have other points to get to, but I think the gameplay is top notch. And I didn't even talk about the rampage. Yo, who got tower defense in my Monster Hunter? Okay, this game is a 10 out of 10.
This is for my fellow hunters!
It's dope. Okay, I have more to say about the music. I'm a huge fan of the music in every Monster Hunter game I've played. I listen to the music all the time just because it's so good. I'm not a musician, so I don't know all of the technical terms and have a hard time explaining why I like certain music without sounding like a basic bitch, but Monster Hunter music makes you feel like a hero, and you're going on a grand adventure. It's epic and serious, but still uplifting. In this game, no exception. There are some absolute bangers in this game. They get my heart pumping. Then there are others that are haunting and mysterious. And proof of a hero in this game is amazing. That's all I can really say. I love the music. Why don't you tell me some of your favorite tracks in the comment section below? Also, shout out to the Kezu theme.
This is for my fellow hunters!
One of the things that pulled me into this franchise is that it's silly. Don't get me wrong, it's still packed to the brim with badassery and wonder, but there's still a layer of playful goofiness to these games, and I think that's important. You need all three for these games to work, and Rise has all three. You got your badass with the silkbind attacks and the flashiness that comes with them, and the sense of wonder comes from the environments themselves and the big set pieces later in the game. And this is overflowing with cute, from the Palicos and the Palamutes to the Dango song. It's charming. It's always nice to see there's a lighthearted fun side of this world with talking cats and little ninja girls that serve you tasty treats. And I know personally, it was fun seeing all the silly weapons again, like a great sword that's just a Diablo's horn on a stick, or the giant log, which I guess when you think about it is just a stick on a stick. Does that make sense? No. Would it be a good sword? Hell no, but it's hilarious. I'm gonna beat this bitch with a tree! And like I've been pointing out this whole video, Rise added a little something to the mix, just a tiny sprinkle of horror. All the intros have these poems and they're sung in this creepy and haunting manner. while the screen has this grainy film. It kind of reminds me of Fatal Frame and old Japanese movies. And the poems are always singing about how dark and dreary things are and convey a sense of hopelessness. And this is right after Talking Cats made us food and spun a little ditty that will forever be in my head. All of this makes you go, what the hell is this? I love it. Or at least, that was my first reaction.
This is for my fellow hunters!
The most important thing in these games are the monsters. It's the first word in the title, Monster Hunter. And that's the thing that hooked me immediately. When I first booted up Monster Hunter 3 on my 3DS, I watched the opening cinematic, and I was completely lost. I saw a couple of small green goblins fighting over a golden mask, a stampede of dinosaur-looking things, then I saw a dragon, and a sea monster, a giant blue T-Rex looking thing that made things explode after it punched it. Then I played the game, and I began to make a list of monsters I liked and I didn't like. I think one of the reasons it resonated with me so much is because when I was a kid, I loved watching Animal Planet and Discovery Channel. I love animals and learning about them, and Monster Hunter presented these creatures as just that, animals. They're not just demons or creatures from the darkness that lurk in bushes to eat your children. They're just the wildlife here. They eat, they sleep, they wander around marking their territory, and they're just trying to survive. Now, I'm not talking about elder dragons, those are actually magical forces of nature's incarnate, but the everyday run-of-the-mill monster, that is what I love about these games. Their designs are so unique and eye-catching. They're not grotesque or otherworldly for the most part. A lot of them are grounded in a lot of different ways. The way they move and act feel natural. In this world, we have monsters that are scavengers, herbivores, and apex predators. In every new game, I'm excited to see what the good people at Capcom have cooked up for us. I know I'm sounding like a broken record at this point, but again, Monster Hunter Rise does not disappoint. I think this game's lineup of monsters is top tier, with fan favorites like Nargacuga and Zenogre coming back, returning newcomers from Monster Hunter World like Anjanath and Tobi-Kadachi, and we even have some old faces from previous generations popping up like Royal Luderoth and Arzuros. God, I hate you so much. We even have another member of the Fated Four showing up. Monster Hunter World got Glavenus, and Rise gets my favorite, Mizutsune. She's so pretty and graceful. Please don't wake her up. I don't want to deal with her crazy ass right now. Now, all those monsters are great, but no new game is complete without some newbies to hunt. Gosharag, Almudron, and Magnamalo are officially on my list of favorite monsters now. And I think they serve as a good example of something this game did extremely well. You see, a lot of the new monsters are based on Oni and Yokai, which are Japanese demons and spirits, and all the monsters wear that on their sleeve. They feel like animals, but there's something about them, something dark, ominous, almost sinister. And there's also a pair of monsters I won't talk about because spoilers, but yeah, that's also a thing. Alright, well, I've talked this game up enough, I think. In conclusion, Capcom done did it again. The game is great fun, fresh, and fantastic. It's vibrant and smooth, it's fast-paced, expansive, and exciting. And the best part is, we're just getting started. But hey, that's just what I think. As always, I'm dying to hear what you think about the game. The monsters, and the story this time. Where do you think it's going? Or tell me your new favorite monster, or a monster you want them to add in the future. As always, I'm Fasa the Silver Chimera, and if you enjoyed this video, why don't you leave a like? It helps me and the channel out. You can always talk to me in the comment section below. Expect more Monster Hunter videos in the future, and remember that life imitates art, light to dark. And we'll see you next time.